Hello and welcome to Jargus Ranger Review. This time we look at the 6th episode of Power Rangers Ninja Steel, My Friend Redbot. Now this time we have an episode dedicated to our White Ranger Haley, as well as Brody's friend Redbot. So now the school is having some sort of dance, so of course the Rangers are helping to set it up, including of course Haley. And she tells Redbot this when she's about to leave for it, and, you know, they're inside their little base inside the school, basically. I'm guessing that's where it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where it is, just no one's found it yet. Of course, for some reason, her dog is there and jumps all over him. And it kinda upsets him a little. Well, not upsets, just makes him go there. Because, you know, you just have a big dog jumping on you when you're trying to read a book. Which is, I think, some sort of fairy tale about prince asking a princess to the ball, that kind of thing. So he gets inspired by it, he wants to try it out. He does it on Haley, who just dismisses him. So that's funny, you're a robot, you don't have feelings. And so when she comes back later, Redbot's gone. And when Brody hears of it, he says, Redbot's pretty advanced, he does have feelings. And I think you hurt him when you said no. So Haley takes some responsibility, has her dog sniff out Redbot, and just goes looking towards the woods. We've had a few fights in the woods already. But instead of Redbot, she finds our monster of the week, Badpipe, which is a bagpipe monster, who talks with a very, best word I can describe it is a very Shrek-like accent. There we go. It's just so cringe-worthy hearing it. I'm not gonna even tell you the puns he makes, okay? So yeah, but she has to fight unmorphed. Firstly, Redbot comes in to help her and just kicks him, knocks his pipes away. And then Cody, another non-human, jumps in to help by just digging in the dirt and throwing mud in his face. And so they jump on Redbot, and he just has rockets in his feet, and he takes off, only to have a crash landing. At which point he has to reboot himself, which leaves them defenseless. Oh yeah, I forgot to say about Badpipe's ability. He's able to control people with his music, which is why he kinda needs his bagpipes. But Haley is not out of resources, because she takes her communicator, or ninja-com. I forget what they call it. These names are hard to remember for me this season. Gives it to Cody, tells them to go see the other Rangers so they can find them, because that thing is busted. Unfortunately, on the way, Badpipe finds the other Rangers, and when he starts hypnotizing them, Haley shows up in a paramorph cycle and crashes into him, and also sends his bagpipes flying away. But before the fight can really start, Redcur, one of the champ's right-hand man, just shows up and attacks as well. Fortunately, the Rangers are able to get up, and as a detail, you can see like the dirt and straw and stuff attached to the clothes. It's a little detail, but you don't see that too often, not attention made in Power Rangers. But I noticed it, and I appreciate that. Thank you, producers. Now Redcur, he looks like he can fit right into Power Rangers Samurai. I haven't looked it up, but it might be a reused costume, because he has that look, plus he uses the twin blades and all. You never know. But before the fight can escalate any further, the Rangers use their blasters to destroy the bagpipes, so no more hypnotism. And then they morph, and Badpipe runs away, and 4 of our 5 Rangers go after him. But Brody is fighting Redcur one-on-one, and this is a pretty good battle. It's much more interesting than the other fight, because what's happening is Redcur is pretty much dominating the entire fight. I mean, Brody's not losing, but he can't really scratch him either. Until he gets like one really good sneak attack that injures him, so he whoops off back to the Galaxy Warrior ship. Now I gotta say, for the regular battle, I'm not too impressed with it. Cause all that's going on is that Badpipe just has the leaves that he's blowing around, lets him fly around, when you just can't really catch him. But no one's really getting hurt either, so it's like kind of annoying for both of them. Both us, the viewer, and the Rangers. Really, Brody doesn't even do anything once he shows up. We just have 2 of the Rangers use their arrows while he just stands still, and that's it, he's defeated. But the audience loved that enough to want to gigantify him. Though I have to wonder, though, Are we ever gonna see the fact that they can deny the gigantification done again? Or is that just to keep us guessing what's gonna happen when it's time for the Megazord fight? And they used the Rumble Tusk Megazord because this time his nose can stretch out and poke them and do damage. But Rumble Tusk ain't gonna have that. It just stretches its chunk out and tears it off. Wraps it around that long thing, just yanks it off. That's just great. And from there the fight's finished, it just uses its finishing blow. However, we have one more scene. Back on the ship, Madame Odious has a secret passage, and inside it she has someone's mind attached to her machine, draining energy into him, apparently from the Power Star. From what it looks like, it's trying to brainwash them. You barely see the bottom of the face, all in shadow, and the wrist strapped to the chair. Apparently she's using him as a weapon for something, for the Gold Power Star. For some reason I'm thinking this is Aiden, Brody's brother. Just a thought. Because really, who else could it be? I mean, it can't be their father, because this person looks too young. We really don't know what happened to him except for he sacrificed himself to save the ninja stars. But really all we see in the actual action is that he attacks it and it's a big flash of light and he's gone. Who knows, he might show up again, he might not. But since we really haven't seen any clues since the premiere, I want to lean towards this as Aiden. Because really we haven't seen or heard of anyone else that it possibly could be. Oh, and I did not mention our little subplot with Victor Vincent and Monty. He wants to be a dancing star, but unlike his usual athleticism, supposedly, he can't dance with crap. He tries to show off his moves before anything starts, but he just spins around in a circle and just loses control. He has no control over his spin. Somehow, I don't know how he fell in place instead of flying all over the floor and getting all dirty. So he tells Monty he needs to be a dancing king by the night. And Monty just gets this really weird looking, kind of creepy face to him. But when we see him again, it's at the end of an episode with he's dressed up all like he's doing some freaking disco dance. Do the kids watching this even know what this is gonna be? They're just gonna think he's even crazier than usual. You gotta love just how confident he is. Even when he knows he has no skill, he speaks with complete assurance of himself, of what he's gonna be able to do. You have to admire that. And his secret weapon is self-dancing shoes that Monty can turn on and off. But in true Bulk and Skull fashion, they start to malfunction and he has no control of his feet. They start sparking and smoking and he's running off, it's catching on fire. It's not setting off the school fire alarm, but it sends him crashing into the wall at school, with Monty having to use fire extinguisher. This guy cannot catch a break, can he? At least the last episode is kind of okay for a kid. The rest is pushing more towards Mighty Morphin era ridiculousness. That's something Billy would do and mess up, right in Bulk's face. So overall, this was an okay episode. I mean, during the middle of the action, I just kept finding myself zoning out a lot. And I keep rewinding and watching that section again, because it felt like I missed something. When really, it just wasn't holding my interest during the action. But oh yes, Haley and Redbot, they go to the base and dance. Because yeah, she recognized during their encounter that he does have feelings and he's pretty special. So they're officially friends now. That's a good lesson. Your robots are your friends. But Alpha 5, he is not. Now I'm really looking forward to next episode to see if that little plot line of Madame Odious and her prisoner goes anywhere, or we're left kept waiting in suspense for another episode. That was the real highlight of this episode. Just that right there. Though when Maximus got red at Redcur at the end, he just says, "Oh, calm down, boss," and that was it. He even destroyed a Kudabot, which was forced to dance by Bad Pipes music at the start. So overall, nothing was really that interesting to me this episode. You had a few okay moments, but on the whole, except for the ending part, I say skip it. Or just watch that last scene, because that's really all you can take away from this episode that's really anything noteworthy. Because the thing is, people have shorter attention spans these days. And when I'm watching one of these episodes, I make myself very focused on it so I can do this review. and if my head is checking out for it, chances are someone else, especially a child who is the target audience watching, might not enjoy it as much. Anyway, this does set the stage for something much greater. Hopefully in the very next episode to rejuvenate my interest. But so far I'm really not being that captivated by this season. I know, I just feel like something is lacking to give it a real identity of its own. Besides just going straight through the steps of the formula for a Power Rangers episode. But I still remain optimistic about it, and it can still turn around. Because we're still early in the season, we just had our intro and introducing our Rangers, and just one piece of a Megazord now. And if you think it was worse than that, or did you enjoy it more than I do, why don't you let me know in the comments below. And I'm Jargus Zero, thanks for watching, and until we meet again, let the power protect you.